Ignorance is bliss. We've listened to this phrase time and again, but is it really true? Now, researchers have found it might just be, because those who are woke are among likely to be sad. That's what this new study at least suggests. It was published in the Scandinavian Journal of Psychology, and it found that woke people are more likely to be unhappy, anxious, or even depressed. Let me tell you more about the study. But first, let's just understand what exactly wokeism is all about. In the 2010s and early 2020s, there was a rise in a particular variety of social justice. It addressed systemic inequalities across various identity groups like women, people of color, queers. You see, this kind of social justice is focused on intersectionality, also anti-racism, inclusion. Colloquially, it came to be known as wokeness, and the people who followed these social beliefs were labeled as being woke. The movement is praised for recognizing the struggles of the marginalized groups, but it's also criticized for its approach towards identity and freedom of speech. Now, coming back to the study, it was conducted in Finland. It assessed 5,000 people. The participants were asked questions related to beliefs about systemic oppression. Researchers compiled and studied the responses, and in the end, they identified 7 beliefs of woke people. Let me just read them out for you. If white people have on average a higher level of income than black people, it's because of racism. University reading lists should include fewer white or European authors. Microaggressions should be challenged often and actively. We don't need to talk more about the color of people's skin. A white person cannot understand how a black person feels equally well as another black person. They also disagree with these statements. Trans women who compete with women in sports are not helping women's rights. A member of a privileged group can adopt features or cultural elements of a less privileged group. How many of them do you agree or disagree with? And do these statements sound like your beliefs? If yes, then you are more likely to be woke and probably more prone to mental illnesses, as per the study. Because researchers found a high prevalence of anxiety and depression in people who believe in these statements. More broadly, they found that those who identified as left-wing were most likely to report lower mental well-being. Is that something new? Yes, but is it surprising? Because come to think of it, it appears to be true. Consider the woke people in your social circle, or if you yourself are one. Are the social media stories often filled with political rants? Do you see them frequently raising awareness around some issue? Always campaigning for one thing or another, even lecturing people on their political choices, or gatekeeping matters related to a minority group, concluding that if you do X, then you are enabling Y. You see, wokeism is a full-time job. You have to keep up all the time, and that can be quite exhausting. So I'm not surprised if wokeness brings along a plethora of mental issues. You are bound to be stressed, anxious, and maybe depressed. Also, if you think too much about social injustices. So what should you do? If you aren't woke, you never know when you will get cancelled. And if you are, it could be injurious to your health. You will have to pick your battle. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.